What's happening, Powell? I am Mark Goodwin, and this is my What's Happening Powell podcast. I will be speaking with business owners, business leaders, nonprofit leaders in our community. The intent is to get to know them a little more and just talk about all the things that they are doing for our community here in Powell. Today's guest is Pam Miller. Pam is the Executive Director of the Powell Chamber of Commerce. Thank you so much for joining me, Pam.
Well, thank you for having me for your very first one. That's great.
My very first one. Hopefully I chose a friendly guest to start with.
No, I don't know.
So for full disclosure, Pam and I have worked together for, I think since you came to Powell.
Yeah,
I've been
for 5.5 years.
How about that?
Wow, it's gone fast.
That's right. We've gone through COVID together and
yes.
got through that, and the chamber has just grown tremendously, hasn't it?
We are.
Yeah. So Pam, tell me a little bit about your background before you came here to Powell. I know you were very active in another chamber and in other business endeavors as well.
I have worked with businesses, shall we say, almost my entire adult life, because I had my own business for a while, but then I ran shopping malls. I think for like 14 years. So that was both marketing and managing shopping malls. So in some ways, that's like having my own little chamber within the walls. And then I was at Indian Lake and ran the chamber there for 14 years. So I've been here 5.5. So basically 20 years of the chamber world.
That's a lot of experience working with businesses.
Yes. And, that's the one thing that I've always had fun doing is, marketing businesses and bringing things in, doing events, and finding ways to bring people to the area so that they can see what businesses you have. It's up to businesses to bring them in the door to do something. But if you have activity there, it's like, oh, I want to come back later and see that shop. It's got some cute things. So, and that was the same way with the shopping malls.
And since you've come to Powell, how many members were you? Around 300 plus
we were
or
like
minus?
320, and now we've tipped the scales at 500, so we're right there. And then we also started helping out Lewis Center and Orange Township just, 6 months ago or less, and we already have 83 members with them.
That's just taken off, hasn't it?
Yes, and it's really a need over there where they need to work together, grow their community, learn more about business, because there's so many things, just like the CTA, so many people didn't know the Corporate Transparency Act, that you have to go in and sign up for that before January 1st or look out.
Yeah, for quite a penalty.
And there's so many things that businesses, you just work day to day and you don't know what's going on in the government and how they're changing stuff. You missed that on the news or whatever. So that's what we're here for.
Yeah. So we kicked around that idea about Lewis Center for
years.
A little bit, didn't we?
Like 2 or 3 years.
But honestly, it ended up being, in my opinion, just a no-brainer, because they're growing over there, and it's not that far away, and it's a win-win, not only for the Lewis Center businesses, but Powell as well, because we can cross-pollinate.
We can.
And there'll be growth, I think, for Powell and for Lewis Center.
And with the Lewis Center, I want them to have their own chamber, because there's, when you get to be too many people, you can't help them. So my plan, hopefully within 2 years they're on their own, but we'll see.
Well, I think we're a nice incubator for them.
Yes.
And I think that partnership will continue. So the benefits of being in Lewis Center and the Powell Chamber, I think, are going to be fantastic.
Yeah, there's things over there that we don't have in Powell, and there's things in Powell that Lewis Center doesn't have. So it's great to work together. Yeah. I love partnerships that way. Yeah.
I've noticed that, and we've partnered with a lot of different things since you've been our director. And you mentioned activities too, and we've really increased the things that we're doing for our chamber members. I mean, you can go to an event almost every day of the week. Sometimes multiple times a week, right?
Yeah, I can guarantee you there's something every week that you can go to, sometimes twice a week, now that we're doing the Lewis Center. But we just love partnering with the businesses. And also coming up in 25 is our next Leadership Powell. We had it first time this year, had a small group. We don't want more than 20 people in Leadership Powell, but there where we partnered with Delaware Transit.
Right. So that's a new initiative that we started this past year. Tell me a little bit more about just what that means.
Leadership Powell. I mean, it was great because people that aren't in all the government stuff and aren't going to their meetings and stuff that's happening. We had, like, our first one went to the city of Powell. And this next year it will be the city of Powell and the police department together, because there's knowledge there of how you can help your business within the police department. You know, they have your codes to get in case there's a fire or a crime is going and stuff like that. And then we're going to go to Liberty Township, and townships are they're ran differently than a city. And then, of course, the fire department is the Powell Liberty Township, and they have such new facility out there with some really great things. We also go to the utilities, like your sewer and your water. I mean, you take it for granted that your water is just going to work today, but we'll go to Delco Water and then Delaware Sewer Department. That's one of them. One of the big ones we did last year that we want to do again this year is taking the tour of Intel.
Yeah. And that got a lot of buzz.
It was great because how is Intel going to help Powell or hurt Powell? And when you see that, then the leaders can have that discussion, because the one thing that I said, the leader of New Albany who put that all together 20 some years ago, what a vision he had. Yeah. I wished I had that vision.
It's amazing what's happened in New Albany, isn't it?
Yeah, so there's that. We went to the Dublin OSU Hospital because it's almost going to be the exact one here in Powell for the outpatients with all the doctors and everything here in Powell that they're presently building. So that was a ton of information we took in that day. But I always like to talk to this class that goes and say, now how can you use this in your own world? You know, what did you learn today as a leader, and how they developed whatever they're working on, because not everybody is a doctor that is working in that place, and they have to have the knowledge of all the things, and it's leadership. All of it is leadership.
Right. And I saw the feedback, because I know we asked for feedback for those who participated in Leadership Powell, and it was overwhelmingly positive, wasn't it?
Yes, and they all loved the graduation. That was so cool. We had nonprofit day for graduation, where they got to listen to all the nonprofits, and then they went to Kinsale and they got to learn how a country club is ran. Regan did a wonderful job telling about all the ups and downs of what they went through over the years, and especially through COVID.
And Regan is the
director
of
Kinsale, and he does Toyota Reserve too. But the class, I got them all their graduation caps, and they threw them in the air, and it was great. I mean, Leadership Powell was just a great day.
Yeah, that's I'm looking forward to next year.
Yeah, because it goes for 9 months. Starts in February. We're going to start taking applications here by mid-December. But it starts in February and ends in October. So it's once a month for half a day, and maybe a little bit later once in a while. But we tell you ahead of time.
Yeah. So that's been a big addition to some of our activities. But we've also done a lot of other new things. The Puttering Around Powell, I think, is getting good traction. Tell me a little bit about that event.
Puttering Around, I brought actually from the lake, where each one of the businesses can put up a putt-putt golf hole course, just a small one, and the families love it. It's something that a family of 4 can come down and spend the day going to different places, and they go into places that they've never been before.
Yeah, that's right.
And you just putt, and it's just a team of 4, and the best 3 winners, you take 9 holes out of however many we have, and you take their scores, and the lowest scores then win. So we take the top 3 and we give them a bunch of gift certificates for their winners, so they can go back to the places.
Yeah. And it's a fun day. I mean, it's fun for the participants, but it's a benefit to the business owners as well, because people that may have not have gone to that place before or thought about it go and get to see what that business has to offer, and hopefully they go back, right?
And the one thing that I liked that we changed when I came on was Taste of Powell.
I was going to bring up Taste of Powell. We used to meet at the zoo.
Yeah, it's similar. I mean, you're going into businesses with the Puttering Around, but the Taste of Powell, it used to be at the zoo, which was great. It was wonderful for the chamber. But when COVID hit,
things changed.
Things really changed, and there were a lot of businesses that didn't have the employees, nor did we want them to pay to bring that stuff to the zoo.
Right.
So, I mean, they literally did that for nothing to bring business in. And I thought, how can we help the businesses, but yet we're not losing our fundraiser?
And make it easier for the business to participate.
And people have loved it. They bring the whole family to Taste of Powell now, where it used to be just couples. And the families go from place to place. You get a ticket for like $3 and you get a sample. And
if I'm a restaurant owner, I don't have to go set up at the zoo now, right?
You just
I
stay
just
right in
have
your own business.
My own business, and people walk through the door. They get a little taste of what my restaurant has to offer.
And they get a chance to look at the menu. If they've never been there before, they can see, oh, this is really a cool place. And I've had people actually say that. I've never been into Powell Bar and Grill. Oh, this was a great place.
Well, I can say that for me and my wife Renee as well. We went to some restaurants we hadn't been in before.
Yeah.
And afterwards, we've come back.
Yeah. And the best part is we share that $3 per sample. Half of it goes back to the business, so they can at least pay for the food. You know, and they've had a great day with a ton of people coming through their door. So it's been wonderful.
We also have a fun golf outing we do every year. And
Yes.
We've named it after a good friend of mine, Bill Shantz, who unfortunately passed from melanoma cancer.
Yeah, and that was during COVID too, where the first year was the Powell Chamber Classic. And after Bill passed away during COVID, it was like, we need to do something for Bill. Because when I first started, Bill was at every event. Pam, do you need any help? You know, he carried stuff for me and things like that. So we changed it to the Bill Shantz Memorial. It used to be every September. We had to move it to October this next year. It'll be October 14th in 2025. But the Bill Shantz Memorial, it just means a lot to a lot of people.
Yeah, it does. And we've also now partnered with the James. So some of the proceeds go as a donation to the James.
Yep, we have that, and we've partnered with Kinzel and Cider Reserve, Wedgwood before, and Safari.
Yeah, and Safari. That's right.
We're blessed to have so many golf courses in Powell.
Right nearby, right? So we rotate those golf courses,
Yes.
and that's been a fun event.
Yes. I run around on a golf course all day.
I like to play all day.
Yeah, well, good.
We also do the street market.
Yep.
And we
We
have
have
a farmer's market too.
We have the street markets twice a year, May and September, and then we have a winter market in December every year, so that you can buy your Christmas gifts. It's a lot of the same crafters that do both, but we always have a wait list. So, you know, if you want in our markets, you need to contact us before March.
That's right. So we have those two markets.
And then the farmer's market every Saturday, May through October, or first of October.
Right. Again, that's when I personally, every Saturday morning, I like to go and pick up some vegetables, fresh vegetables for the week. And
some people say, why is your market so small? Why don't you have a big one like Dublin? And I'm like, I don't want a big market like Dublin. That's what our street markets are for.
That's right.
For the crafters. Our farmer's market is produce, cookies, baked goods, and maybe one or two of the crafters each week. I try not to put too many of those in there because, like I said, we have that in May and September. This is run in, get your produce. You have lots to do on a Saturday, you know?
So I think that covers most of our community type events, if you will.
Yeah.
But we also have member events that go on all through the month, right? We have Men in Business. We have Women in Business who, that has just exploded.
Yeah, I can
You've put the
remember
men in
there
business to
was
shame.
there was like 8 when it first started for a year, and now we have like 50 or 60 women every month. So that is great. Men in Businesses is getting rough getting started, and you would think you guys would just love to do that, but we have coffees with the chambers. So like with the Lewis Center, we have the coffee chat with Lewis Center, and then we have the coffee with the Powell Chamber. Then on the second Thursday, we have after hours. We have a new member coffee once a quarter. We have after hours and happy hours and lunch and learns and business breaks and I don't know. We just Christmas parties. We have anything and everything.
So the chamber is just a great way to network, get to know people, get to learn about their business, talk about your business.
And like I've always said, when you get to know someone, you can refer people to them, because there's so many scammers out there nowadays that, hey, I know Mark, he's a great insurance agent. I know him as a person. Give him a call, get a quote. It's the same way with Ty.
I appreciate that.
with Ty and all the insurance, or these. We have a lot of financial planners and stuff, and it's like, well, here, this guy is a great guy for me, but maybe this guy over here you might like. It's all about personalities, and you can't find that on Facebook.
Yeah, you're right.
And with that scammer, where you can find it meeting them in person, and hey, I like him. And I just really like the networking opportunities. I don't care what kind of business you're in. This is a great way to meet people and build your business. And that's the one thing we've always said. You don't have to be a chamber member. We invite you to come once or twice to see what we're like. Check us out. And then if you don't fit in, I'm sorry, but I'm sure you would. There's someone out there that you'll make some money off of. I've seen it at Women in Business, where a lady would say that she sells blinds, and one of the girls says, I was just going to call someone for blinds. I mean, it just happens.
Yeah, we see it happen all the time, don't we?
Yeah, we saw a girl get a job. So, I mean, anything happens.
So, yeah, I mean, it's who you know, like, and trust, right? That's who you do business with, and it's a great opportunity to build that kind of relationship. I've been part of BNIs and AM Spirits, and they have their place and purpose, but I've not experienced anything quite like Powell Chamber.
Well, I say we're fun, we're fluffy, not stuffy. I mean, we just have a lot of fun. We're not just so. It's laid back. Enjoy yourself, meet people, have fun, and get to know one another.
Yeah. And we have some other benefits. I mean, we have a health plan benefit with Anthem. We call the SACA benefit plan.
Yeah, we have workman's comp. We have FedEx. We have utilities. Like if your bills are really high with your utilities.
That's right.
If you sign up your business, you can also sign up your home. So, and there's FedEx. I mean, like they said, the FedEx, if you do a lot of mailings out and stuff like that, there's a ton of other kind of benefits that...
Yeah, and I think our future is nothing but growth, don't you?
Yeah.
Think so?
Well, the whole area is growing.
It is.
So, and, just come check us out.
Well, and check out our social media. I mean, I think that's been a real driving factor of our growth, right? I mean, Christy does a fantastic job with it, and we promote each other with our social media.
Yeah. So if a business tags us, we'll put it out there on all our stuff that we're involved in too. So.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it's great. It's growing. There's going to be so much more growth because, like, I go to a lot of the Powell Development Corporation meetings, so I know what's going on ahead of time. I've been known to fight City Hall or even the governor. So if someone has, a question or whatever, I usually dig and do the homework and figure it all out.
And we've had Jim Jordan come and speak to us a couple times the last few years, and I suspect that will continue.
Yep. So we just find out things, and if you got a question, we'll dig and find out.
So if somebody is not a chamber member and they just watch this and they see how magnanimous you are, Pam, and all the energy and all the things we have going on with the chamber, how can they find out more?
They can go to our website and check us out all through there. The best thing where you just hit where it says join today or join us right on the website and read down through everything. Probably needs to be a little bit updated, and hopefully it will be by 2025. And just check us out on that, join through that, read over it. There's several different tiers. The cheapest one's like $250 and only $50 to join Lewis Center. And then you can go as high as $1,400 and get a lot more benefits with it. Or you can just, like I said, come to one of the network things, talk to us, then go back and check us out on the website.
And check out our social media. Our Facebook and our Instagram is very active.
Yep, you'll see something on there every day, sometimes 2 or 3 things a day. And we try not to email you too often, but once a week you do get an email telling you what's happening, what all the different events are.
Yeah, well, we have so much going on. We need once a week communication just to keep up, right?
I've said to Christy before, I know I'm going somewhere. Where am I going?
All right. Yeah. Pam, I really appreciate
you for having me.
My pleasure.
This has been great.
Yeah, I'm glad you were willing to join me, talk about the chamber, and the Chamber's been good to me too. So I'm a huge fan of the Chamber. So please reach out to us, either one of us, if you would like to talk about it a little bit more. Otherwise, thank you for watching this episode of What's Happening Powell with me and Pam Miller.
And have a great 2025.
A great 2025.